Are you ready to work less and grow more this summer? This is the last episode of our summer series and how to scale your business in the summer without feeling completely stressed. So I'm going behind the scenes this week, sharing how to batch, bank, and break free from the constant hustle so that you can enjoy your summer and still hit your business goals. So inside this episode, I'm talking about how to batch monthly for maximum impact, how we're handling SEO, podcast metrics, and email marketing through batching, why taking a social media break can actually boost your business and give you more white space and time for creativity, and a simple summer action plan to create freedom and momentum. So remember, it's not about doing more, it's about doing the right things smarter. Welcome back to this episode of the Crush Roast podcast. Today's episode is a pep talk and productivity plan all wrapped up in one because I know you are feeling it. Summer is basically here, the sunshine, the slower mornings, the pool days, the vacations, and you did not start your business to be chained to your laptop while your kids are splashing in the pool. At least I don't want to do that, which is why today we're talking about batch it, bank it, and then break free, right? So we're going to do the work and then we're going to have some fun. And so this is how I actually work less in the summer and still hit my goals. And so I thought that I would put a fun name in front of it and share it. So I'm pulling back the curtain on why batching behind the scenes works so well with this schedule and how we're making it work without stress and giving you some real life examples on how you can do the same. So just as a reminder, this is the fourth episode of our summer series, all about how to design a schedule that works for you. And so batching to me works even better in the summer because summer brings a different energy and I am way more motivated to get my batching done so that I can be outside. It is the perfect season to try batching if you haven't already, or just to recalibrate it so that you're excited about your schedule and just change up your working style. So if you don't batch and prep ahead, you'll end up being in this like nonstop cycle of scrambling to post, email, record, and then it doesn't feel like you're actually enjoying your life really. And we want you to have fun this summer. That is our theme. So batching equals freedom. And banking means future proofing your momentum. And then breaking free is actually having fun. And so I want you to just think of it as batch it, bank it, save it, and then break free. Go do something that you are excited about doing. And you don't have to be a machine to make this work. We just need to create a plan. So here's what we're batching right now. I'm going to walk you through some examples of how you can batch some things and save you time this summer. The first example of batching that I will give you is SEO updates. I am blown away about the amount of traffic that comes to our website from SEO. And this is something that we teach inside Anti-Social School. And so it's really important to me that we don't lose track of that strategy. And so we pick one day a month where we're going through our keywords, we're updating blog posts, podcast pages, evergreen content, all the things, right? What we're going to talk about, what are the key themes, and then we have it saved for the rest of the month. And for the summer, we actually do it for June, July, and August all together. So I take a little bit of extra time to do a little bit more batching. And so this way, we're staying relevant, we're boosting visibility, we're talking about key topics that matter, that work for us all summer long. And we have new content coming out every week, but I'm using my calendar differently so that I'm not creating it every single day. So what I like to do is you can repurpose content. So think of content that did really well last summer. Can you reuse it? Think of keywords that are going to serve your audience right now and write your emails and your content around that. And then think about what are the things that your audience needs right now. And a little hint is inside our Crush the Rush Club, you can actually use Clara, the content planner. She is our AI marketing assistant, and she will actually do this for you. You can do it in 30 seconds. So to me, that is worth it. This next thing that you can do is check your numbers. We've talked about this a ton lately, but once a month, one meeting, go in, look at what were your podcast downloads? What was your website traffic? How many lead magnets growth did you have? How did your email list grow? If you're using social media, what did that look like for you? And you can put it in a very simple scorecard so that you've got the same numbers every single month, and then you can track the growth And so it's not a stupid, complicated spreadsheet. It's really, really easy, and you can see real data and real progress. So that's something that we batch as well. We're number one, looking at our content and our SEO and our keywords. And then number two, looking at our monthly data of like, what is happening and what should I focus on? The next thing that we're batching is podcast writing. I write all of our episodes for the month all at one time. They flow together easier. And fun fact, we actually get better numbers and more downloads when I do it this way. And then I record them all at once. So I used to change my clothes when I recorded them. Now I got the same outfit on and it's fine. So I will record 4 or 5 episodes all at one time. And then like what you're listening to right now, I did this whole series in like a 2-hour block, and then I'm not having to worry about it. So we plan and write all of our podcast episodes and batch them all together. I do 1 day of writing and 1 day of recording. I find like doing both in 1 day is just a lot. But I set aside a couple of hours to do each, and then I'm done. I don't have to think about podcasting for the rest of the month. And again, going into summer, it's a great time to repurpose episodes or to just plan a little bit longer. Maybe instead of 4 weeks, you're doing 6 weeks, or maybe it's instead of 1 month, you're doing 2 months. It'll take a little bit longer, but because you're batching, you're going to save time, and then you're going to have more time at the end to do more things that you love. The next thing that I would focus on is emails. So we come up with our monthly email theme based on our SEO keyword research and what's popular. And then we write emails once a month. So we go in, we write all the emails, but I schedule them weekly. So the reason I do this is it leaves room for flexibility. Going back to sharing behind the scenes, what's happening, if inspiration strikes, it's just easy to swap it out. And the cool thing is inside the club, again, you can use Clara, our content planner. She'll write them for you if you give her what you want. And then you can just easily schedule them once a week. You could also use a simple Google Doc where you're going in, you're putting them in there. You can, as an example, have your newsletter already written, except for the personal story. Add in your personal story that's very timely for that week, and then you can go ahead and schedule it. So that's a really easy way to be intentional with your emails. You've got a monthly plan, but you're scheduling them or updating them weekly to make them more personal. And then last but not least, let's talk about social media. So I actually have no plan for social for the summer, and that is on purpose because I am intentionally stepping back from rigid social posting. I would argue that I don't really do rigid social posting, but I'm stepping back. I am stepping back because we have some plans to change things up a little bit. We have some plans where I just want to play. I am just feeling the call to create a little bit differently. And I haven't really done this in 5 years. So I'm not doing anything on social this summer. I had this goal that maybe I was just going to post like an out of office, but sometimes social is fun for me. So I'm trying not to be rigid and I'm just going to go with the flow. So instead of forcing post, I'm just going to share real-time updates when I feel like it, but there's no calendar, there's no stress. Our content is obviously focused on the podcast and our email. So make sure you're on our email list. That's how you're going to know what's going on. And then it's going to leave flexibility for us as a family to travel and just have more fun. That's our theme. So pick a platform you enjoy. Mine is email and podcasting, and commit to showing up organically this summer. If you want to do stories or you want to do quick DMs, great, but you don't have to. There are ways around it, and you don't have to be tied to something that you don't love. So overall, batching is not about perfection. It's about making space, right? It's about doing something that you enjoy, but making space to do the thing that you need to do so you can have the space to do the thing that you enjoy. It's giving you space to think. It's giving you space to be more creative. It's giving you space to think bigger. Because when you're buried under constant content creation, you cannot think like a CEO. You are too in the weeds. And so when you start adding consistent batching to your schedule, you're going to see new opportunities. You're going to start thinking more long-term instead of chasing fires all the time. And you're going to start running your business instead of it running you. And so summer is such a good time to switch up your schedule, switch it up to that life that you want to have. Use batching to open up time for you. Use this season as a sign of like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it differently this summer. You don't have to be busy to be productive, and you don't have to be visible 24/7 to be profitable, but you do need to be intentional. And so your action step today, after listening to this series, is I want you to pick one thing to batch for this next month. Maybe it's your emails, maybe it's your podcast episodes, maybe it's prepping fall for your fall messaging, which we talked about last episode. Put a CEO day on your calendar so that you can plan your batching. That's something we talk inside CEO Week, which is at hollymariehaynes.com/CEO Week. It's my favorite planning tool ever. And just give yourself permission to break free this summer, right? Build the business that supports your life and not the other way around. And just remember, if you need a little inspiration, your future is determined by the planning and the effort and the consistency that you are putting in now. And that means that you can batch and go sit by the pool. Sitting by the pool is actually a great business plan. So I want you to think about how you can be more consistent so that you can save time and you can go have more fun, and give yourself the gift of white space this summer.